Barak Yahweh Alam. Shalom, righteous family. Welcome back to TRU-TALK. Apparently, people are angry at LeBron James because he sat down for the national anthem. Kind of like people was mad at Kaepernick for kneeling during the anthem and other football players that kneel. And I really want to get into this because I want to break down this false understanding that has been given to the world. And because the world go after the world, because, or should I say, because people go after the world and is a part of this world, they believe what the world has taught them. Now, you know how we do it over here. We Torah morals. Our morals come from the Torah, which is the Holy Scriptures. Our wisdom and knowledge come from his laws, from his ways. And we practice what the creator of all say. And we live in this world, but we're not part of this world. As his son say, he picked us out of this world. So I'm not too much, even though this is about LeBron, and I'm using this as a case in point for those who are not a part of this world. Because when you're not a part of this world and don't participate in what this world wants you to participate in, and they'll and hold high value in idols, if we can just be blank, these idols that they worship. The American flag is one, along with America. This patriotism and American pride is nothing but an idol. And yes, it's pride, all right. Uh, but this gentleman is not the only one that spoke out against LeBron. You even got his own people speaking out. You know, those Negro peons that truly uh, think they America, that want to be America, that'll die for America, that, no matter how much America showed them that, hey, we really don't want y'all. Y'all not really a part of this country. Because of their delusion and their belief that this country is the best country in the world. Because anybody that say that, I guarantee you they never traveled. They never been outside the United States. Or to oppose that this country is have more freedom than other countries. It's basically just false. But before I go any further and go on my rant, I want y'all to hear what this gentleman got to say. And of course, he's very disrespectful how he's referring to LeBron James. This to be expected, but I'm gonna let it play all the way out. Then I'm gonna come back and rewind it and break it down because I want y'all to hear what he has to say on this matter.
I'm going to address this horse shit about LeBron James sitting on his pompous ass while the national anthem was being played the other night. I'm telling you right now, you've lost touch of who your fan base is, son. You know, taking a little orange ball and putting it through a hoop is not a talent. A talent is when you are a welder. You can take two pieces of steel and you can bond them together to where they will not break. A talent is being able to take lumber and build a house. A talent is being able to design a computer program so that everything runs cohesive together. That's a talent. What you play is a fucking game. You privileged freaking prima donna. You have the right to sit on your ass while the national anthem's being played? Sure you do. There's a lot of men that died to give you that right. The least you could do is stand up and put your hand on your heart and honor them, as well as this country that gives you the privilege to play a fucking game. Here's the other thing. Who the fuck anointed you a king? The thing about a king is, Lebron, king always falls. What's amazing to me is you make millions and millions each year, basically off of advertising, shoes and equipment that's made in sweatshops over in the Far East so that you can live a privileged lifestyle. And then you will literally sit on your ass while our national anthem's being played. You're a fucking piece of shit. You don't love this country? Kick rocks. Get the fuck out of here. Go over to China. Those son bitches love you. They'll pay millions of dollars to wear your freaking shoes, wear your jersey, kiss your ass. Get the fuck out of here. You know, I came from an era where when you heard the national anthem, you stopped. You took your top off. You put your hand over your heart and you pointed yourself toward the nearest flag. And you stood there and you honored it until the end of the national anthem. This crap's got to end. Freedom isn't free. And I don't see you opening up your wallet to help the situation, LeBron. You know, unbeknownst to pukes like you, you've ruined the NBA. Guys like me used to watch it back in the Magic and the Bird, early Michael Jordan era, where teams had an allegiance to their players and vice versa. You didn't go out shopping for all your skilled buddies to go to some freaking town and bring them a championship and then sit there and try to see if you could compare yourself to Michael Jordan. You couldn't wipe Michael Jordan's ass. But this is where I know that you're not in touch with your fan base. You know, we're just good, honest, hardworking Americans scraping by. We pay damn near 50% of our freaking income goes toward taxes. While we sit there and watch people like you privileged pricks, getting every break in the world. The thing about it is, it's ruining the league. It's absolutely ruining the league. You're one of the causes of it. And you guys don't recognize it. But you're going to have to deal with it very soon. The other things is that little cell.
I'm gonna stop it right there. Y'all can listen to the rest of it. I'm gonna back it up from the beginning. And by the Most High grace and will, I'm gonna give my opinion.
Hi there. I'm going to address this horse shit about LeBron James sitting on his pompous ass while the national anthem was being played the other night. I'm telling you right now, you've lost touch of who your fan base is, son. You know,
He said he lost touch with who his fan base is. And I guess he alluding that his fan base are those that want him to stand for the national anthem. But I beg the difference. See, our people know who support them and who won't support them. Our people know who will fight for them and who will not fight for them. When Kyrie was going through what he was going through, it was our people that was taken to the internet and standing up and fighting for him and sounding the alarm. When anything go on with our people, it's our people that stand up and speak on it. Then only after uh, many of our people start standing up and sounding the horn, then you will see Caucasians and other people say, yeah, you know what? Yeah, they are right. This ain't right. I'm gonna stand with y'all because it ain't right. But they never be on the front end. It always be us standing up for us. And I'm gonna get into a little bit more of that us standing up for us. But I think LeBron James know who his fan base is. He know who he dealing with. He know when he look out there, he see that mostly Caucasian people come to the Laker game because mostly Caucasian people got the money to come to the games. But that's not his fan base. See, only what, 20, maybe 30,000 people fill up the stadium, but the millions of views that they get is from TV. For the young men that say, I want to be like LeBron James, that he inspired, that asked their mama to buy them some LeBrons for Christmas. It ain't people like you walk around wearing LeBrons. So he know who truly his fan base are and where they are at and what type of people they are. But let's carry on.
So, taking a little orange ball and putting it through a hoop is not a talent. A talent is when you are a welder. You can
Now he's trying to criticize the man for his career because the man is blessed to be able to do what he do. What LeBron do is a talent. It's a talent that sadly, not trying to pick at, but just stating the facts, a talent and a skill that most white people are not able to do. That's what you call a talent. A talent is when you're able to do something that a lot of people or most people cannot do. That's a talent. There's a lot of people can sing, but a lot of people cannot sing like Whitney Houston. That's a talent. Look, I'm love sports. I play sports. It's not easy to put that little orange ball into the hole, as a lot of people like to try to downgrade. It's not easy to cross a man up, and it's not easy to go out there for hours, run up and down the court and score. It's just not. If it was, anybody can do it, and everybody would be doing it. Now, there's a lot of good people, and we do it for fun. But when you separate, how we say, the boys from the man, when you put the average good person at your basketball court that you think is the best and put them up probably against the worst NBA player, it's not even a competition. These dudes are talent. That's why they get paid as much as they get paid, because many people can't do what they do. In middle school, I tried out for basketball. Trust me, I didn't make it. I wasn't cut out. And many people are not cut out for it. And then he start naming jobs. So let's get that straight. What LeBron do is a talent, and a lot of his people can't do it. That's why majority of the NBA and NFL are Hebrew men, Negroes. But what he start naming careers. Welling is not a talent. That's a career, and it's a skill that anyone, let me repeat, that anyone can learn. How do I know? I took up a little welding class. It was just free. The little place where I'm from got a little Geechee Tech there. It's a little, I forgot what you call it, kind of free college or whatever. And for my high school year, my first year of high school, I went there to learn welding skills. And they teach you, and it's quite easy to weld. It's fun and easy. And I was thinking about pursuing that career because I was like, man, it's you can make a lot of money doing something this easy and it's fun, but also why they pay you a lot of money because of a lot of dangerous situations you might have to put yourself in. But nevertheless, when I say dangerous situations, I mean like going deep underwater and welding boats or welding a pipe that's miles under the water, or different situations where welders go in and weld ships and boats and tanks, and sometimes it can be dangerous depending on you know what field you're in. But nevertheless, it's a skill anybody can learn. It's a career. That's why if you take that career, they'll teach you how to learn that skill so you can pursue that career. They can't teach you how to be a LeBron James. There's nowhere you can go that can teach you how to shoot like Steph Curry. You can practice all day long. There's some people that practice. Matter of fact, most of the NBA practice and still can't shoot like a Steph Curry. It's a talent that you gotta have. And everything he named is a skill that anyone can learn. Computer coding, all that. If you want to go and learn how to decode a computer, anybody can learn it. That's not a skill. So he's just speaking like most of them do, out the side of his mouth. But let's continue.
Take two pieces of steel and you can bond them together to where they will not break. A talent is being able to take lumber and build a house. A talent is being able to design a computer program so that everything runs cohesive together. That's a talent. What you play is a fucking game.
And once again, everything he named is a skill that anybody can learn. But what LeBron do is play a game that a lot of people can't play. And that's why he get paid the money he get paid, because he like that. He's this country is about entertainment. And I don't know if y'all don't watch two teams that can't play. It's not entertainment. You will turn it off. But when you watch a man going full throttle down court and half court jump up in the air and slam the ball, it'll make you jump out your seat. Not everybody can do that. But once again, he gonna call what LeBron do is a game. And yes, it's a game that many play, but it's a game that has been turned in a professional with many people like yourself, young man, that's on here talking, wish you can do, that couldn't do in your even in your dreams, you couldn't play this game.
Privileged freaking prima donna. You have the right to sit on your ass while the national anthem's being played? Sure you do. There's a lot of men that died to give you that right. The least you could do is stand up.
Now let's talk about that, because we got to kill this myth. This myth that most people believe that, hold on. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. But yeah, we got to kill this myth that people that's a part of this world, that's in this matrix, believe that people die, that the soldiers fought for our freedom. Answer me this. Name one war that was fought for the so-called American freedom. All these wars that was fought, that was proxy, they was fighting basically for oil, for resources, because countries wanted to drop the dollar, fighting for power, sending young men and we so in the matrix, we just sending ourselves over there and our children over there and young men's over there, just going over there to die for this so-called freedom, when we realized that, oh, it was really over oil. Oh, it was really because this country didn't want to line up with the American so-called values and stick with the dollar. So America destroyed them. The only war that somebody can bring up and say was fought for our freedom, and you can type this up even in Google. I just did a type, what war was fought for the American freedom? And that's what it said. It's talk about British being free in the independence. And I was like, no, maybe they didn't understand me. I was like, what war that America went to war for us so we can be free today? And guess what it says? The Civil Rights War. Now, a lot of y'all don't understand, but that's when I said earlier, when I said I'm going to get back to, talking about our people, fighting for our people and being for our people. Our people fought that war that was still enslaved. They fought that war for the North so they can be free. If you know anything about history and do the research, and research means research, search herbal, do it again, but nevertheless, you understand what that war was really about, the Civil War. The South wanted to separate from the North. They had disagreements, and the South didn't want to agree with what the North was trying to do. And the South was like, we doing just fine by ourselves with these slaves, we making money. And it was true. Most of the country wealth was coming from the South. And the North knew they needed the South, because they knew if the South broke off, that the South would be a powerful country by itself. And they didn't want that to happen. So what did they do? As they always do, they needed us. Even though we was in slavery, they said, look, come and fight for the North, come and fight for us. And if we win, one of the tokens that we'll give y'all, we'll set y'all free. We'll allow for y'all to be free. But the whole war, even George Washington, I think that was George Washington, whoever, Abraham Lincoln, he wrote that if he could have fought the war, or if he could have kept the country in tight without freeing the slaves, he would have. It was never his intention to free our people. But nevertheless, one of the benefits of our people fighting in the war, and one of the benefits of we helping the North win, was to do away with slavery. So our people was fighting for freedom. People like to bring up, how about the white men that died in the Civil War to free your people, Black people? They wasn't fighting to free my people. The people that died that was fighting from the South, they was fighting so they can be independent from the North. That's what they was fighting for, so they can do what they want to do. They want their own union and whatever, they want to do their own thing from the North. They didn't want to be a part of the United States no more. The North was fighting to keep the country together. So all those white men that was fighting on the North, they was only fighting to keep this country together. So the South, because the South would have won, they would have separated. But the North won, they would have had to salute their power to the United States. Basically, the South went against the government. And for that, they got rewarded. They got lands and everything. Got even reparation. And not only did they gave them reparation for taking their slaves away. They was like, hey, we didn't really want to take your slaves away, but since we did, yeah, we'll give you reparation for them. Because we were seen as property. We were seen as something that was theirs. But let's get this straight. The Civil War, the only people that died in the Civil Rights War for my freedom was my people. Your people is dying for a whole nother cause. And besides the Civil Rights War, there's no war that has been fought. World War II, World War III, you can name it, Vietnam War, wherever war you, Desert Storm, wherever war you want to name, was never fought for my freedom, for your freedom, or for the freedom of the people. Matter of fact, I'm 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 a God-fearing man, and I strongly believe, without a shadow of doubt, that I was born with freedom. I was born with certain rights as a man that the Most High gave me, just like He gave everybody else. The only issue is your people was oppressing my people and keeping that away from us. So no, your people never gave us rights of freedom, but nobody never fought for my freedom. I always had it. It was a born right that God gave every man to be free. But there's certain people that try to oppress people's freedom and control people's freedom. But no, nobody, so you can't give me something that I'm already was born with, that the Most High already gave us. But I hope we killed this myth about people dying for our freedom. It was bloodshed. Our soldiers died for, what soldiers died for our freedom? Once again, what war was fought for we to be free today? A lot of people say, well, as Hitler would have run, well, as Hitler would have run, we would have been freed under Hitler, wouldn't we? Nevertheless, let's continue. Because see, they try to
Put your
make
hand on your heart and honor them as well.
see, they try to make, excuse me, they try to make Hitler out to be a monster. But it wasn't like that. But we what they done, you know, they what the United States done and what they still doing. But nevertheless, we, you know, I can, let's continue.
Well, as this country that gives you the privilege to play a fucking game. Here's the other thing. Who the fuck anointed you a king? Think about
He making little, you know, in my opinion, he's making little indirect threats, saying, you know, one thing about a king will fall. But in another mark he made, but let's talk about him talking about honoring the people that died for him in this country. I'm gonna get into that just a little bit. I'm gonna let him talk a little bit more.
what a king is, Lebron. King always falls. What's amazing to me is you make millions and millions each year, basically off of advertising, shoes and equipment that's made in sweatshops over in the Far East so that you can live a privileged lifestyle. And then you would literally sit on your ass while our national anthem's being played.
Now let's talk about the sweatshops. Gucci, all these rich right companies that get rich off these sweatshops that own this. LeBron do not own. He made a deal with Nike. Nike own the deal. You talk to your people that one of these sweatshops, but it's hypocritical how they like to bring stuff up like that. What about America raping Africa? All the privilege, the so-called privilege and riches that y'all have today and food and stuff y'all have is because you rape and pillage other countries still to this day. It was a lecture. I couldn't find it. But a Caucasian dude stood up and he told the truth. He was saying that Africa is poor because Europe is rich. And Africa could never be rich if Europe want to be rich, because for Africa to be rich and thriving, that means Europe have to be poor. And basically what he was saying was the Europe countries are rich because of Africa, and because of them keeping Africa poor and stealing for Africa is the only reason why Europe is rich. And he was saying, that white people are comfortable eating their bananas, not knowing that most of the bananas are getting shipped from Africa and overseas and their fruits. But because they can go to the grocery store and buy their bananas, that people don't care that they're robbing Africa. Matter of fact, they will like it that they will continue to mistreat and rob Africa, Africa be poor, so they can continue to go to the store and buy their fruits and bananas. Because if they don't mistreat and rob and make Africa poor, then they couldn't do that. So he was saying white people self-consciously do not mind and even self-consciously promote and want this to continue because they want to continue to live their privileged life. And he asked the audience, he said, don't you continue want to drive your car and be able to go to the grocery stores and buy fruits and bananas? And most of them were like, yeah. He was like, well, because you want to continue to do that, then basically what you're saying is we want the European countries to continue to keep African poor and robbing from Africa, because that's the only reason that European is rich and continue to be rich. Facts. Can't make this up. This is what they don't want to teach y'all. This is when you separate from the matrix and you realize how the world really works and what's going on. Was he so mad at all the billions of dollars that's going to Ukraine and Israel? You talking about tax-paying money. But let's talk about this honoring the flag. Because, like I said, even though this is about LeBron, what it's truly about is those that of this world and those that's not of this world. Because I don't honor the flag. A flag is don't have no eyes, it can't talk. Is what the scriptures talk about. People worship and get honor to stones and things that can't talk or have no eyes. This flag is an idol that people honor. You want me to stand up and put my hand across my heart and pledge my allegiance to a flag, an object that's not alive, and not only to this flag, but to this country or land, and to the government, and to the republic. Y'all know, if y'all know the commandment, I mean the flag song, wherever it's called, the announcement, the standing up and put your hands over the heart. If y'all remember the words, that's what you're doing. You say, I pledge allegiance to this, to that. You pledge your allegiance to the flag, to the government of this country, to the republic, and to all that. And I had to denounce from all that. I had to denounce that in Yahweh's name. And most of y'all need to denounce that. You shouldn't, the only allegiance you should be pledging is to the Heavenly Father. And see, this reminds me of the story in the Holy Scriptures where King Nebuchadnezzar, where the king of Babylon built the statue. And at a certain time of the day, in a certain hour, music would play. And everybody had to bow down to this statue. And they was talking about the nobles and mans, the police, the government, everybody was okay with this and complicit and saying, yeah, at this time of the day, we will bow down whenever the music play, we would stop and bow down to the statue. And bowing down to the statue was playing your allegiance, showing your allegiance to the king, to the country. It's worshiping. And guess what? The Hebrew boys and Daniel said, nah, we're not doing that. And they said, we're not going to worship this statue. We're not going to give honor to this statue. We're not going to bow down and worship this statue. We don't care when the music play. Fast forward to today's time. When the music play, they want you to stand up and put your hand over your heart and pledge allegiance, give honor and worship this flag and country and government. And if you don't, they want to crucify you. So this is more spiritual and deeper than we think, people. This is not just about LeBron. Look at the spiritual aspects about it. And what fight is this really fighting? What door is this really opening? I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not bowing down. I'm not saluting and putting my hand on the heart and giving honor to this government, country, or nothing. I give honor to the Father. And one thing we need to understand is, yeah, this country got some perks. America is the richest country on the earth. Will LeBron probably be a millionaire like he is playing ball in some other country? No, he probably wouldn't. But two things can be true at the same time. This can be a rich country, the richest country in the world with a lot of perks, and also be the most wicked country that we don't stand with. And to say, oh, why don't you leave? Why don't you go somewhere else? Well, I don't have to, because this whole world is corrupt. And just because I don't agree with most of what this country do, don't mean I have to leave. Because first of all, we didn't come here, we was brought over here. So they need to stop telling us to leave and start telling us when they gonna ship us out of here. You brought us here, ship us out of here. And if I go anywhere in this world, because this whole world is corrupt, any world that I go in is corrupt, I'm gonna have problems with the government. I'm not gonna 100% agree with the government of what's going on in the country. And as a man of God, I stand on that. And I'm gonna do that in wherever country I am. And since I'm in this country, I'm gonna do the same. Let's continue.
You're a fucking piece of shit. You don't love this country? Kick rocks. Get the fuck out of here. Go over to China. Those some bitches love you. They'll pay millions of dollars to wear your freaking shoes.
Once again, that's always their argument. If you don't love us, leave us. I don't have to love this country to stay here. I don't love this world. I'm not in love with this world, but because I'm here, I have no choice but to stay here. But let's not get it twisted. There's millionaires everywhere. China's got millionaires in China. There's millionaires in Africa. America ain't the only one that produced a millionaire, even though America is the most powerful country in the country with the influence. We already know what America is in today's time and how other countries look up to it, and everybody want to come to America and buy this false American dream. That's why it must fall. But nevertheless, I don't have to, because I don't like it here don't mean I have to leave here. Our king is gonna come and rescue us from here. We was brought here. So that's just my 2 cents. It's hypocritical, it's foolishness, and I don't know what to say. All this going on in the world, people are mad at LeBron, and a lot of things. Before I go out, I just want to say I'm starting to think it's jealousy. And they, most people, most the comments that I seen of people attacking LeBron, they use this to try to say this is why he ain't the GOAT, and this is why MJ, Michael Jordan, is the GOAT. And I just want to say that's the reason why MJ not my GOAT, because MJ did not stand up for things like this. MJ was a coward. He had a jellyfish bite bone. He was an a-hole to his player. The whole idea, just shut up and dribble, that was MJ. He just shot up and dribbled and gave the people what they want. And that's why a lot of people that look like him like and admire MJ, because he just shot up and dribbled. But when you get somebody like LeBron that just don't dribble, that speak out, that's what I consider my GOAT. How can MJ ever be my GOAT when he never stood up for his people, made millions off his people, his shoes, and got nothing for it, marry a white woman, all that. But LeBron married to a Hebrew sister. That's probably another reason why they don't like him, because he don't have a white woman married to a Hebrew sister, speaking out against things, not standing up for the anthem. Oh yeah, they ain't gonna like that Negro. Like look how you say, oh, privileged Negro, making all that money. Who you think you are? That's how they feel about him, because they feel like Negroes should be in their place. They should be thankful. They love the MJ type of Negro. Just be thankful and be in your place and don't say nothing. I think they asked MJ one time about uh, political or black and white. Why won't he speak up for his people? And he's made a statement, white and black people by Jordan, which was false, mostly Negroes by Jordan. But anyway, that was his statement, basically saying, I'm not going to upset the white people. I'm going to please the white people. So white people buy Jordans too. And, I really ain't got to speak up for the black people. They're going to buy them regardless. But nevertheless, till next time, Shalom.